Okay, welcome everybody to the 7 Mysteries of Magdalene course so that you can access her sacred living wisdom stream for your own divine purpose on earth. We are so delighted to have you here. Whether you are watching us live or at another time in replay, I am Marguerite Rigoglioso. This is class 1 of 5. And we are just going to do a brief little grounding and getting here, because I know that there's often so much activity just to get in the seat in front of the computer. So I'm asking you, inviting you to just really stop multitasking wherever you are, whenever you're with us, and close your eyes and give yourself permission to be here. And as you close your eyes, just feel the weight of your body against the floor and your chair. Feel your breath coming into your body. Feel your womb or womb space connected strongly to Mother Earth. If you want, you can ground yourself, bring golden light to your energy body. Feel your connection to Mother Earth, your connection to Mother Cosmos. Just let yourself breathe. Coming here more and more and more, drawing back the particles of your soul that are scattered out in the universe into your energy field, your physical body. Coming into full awareness of why you are here, what you have come here for, and what your intention is for today. And as you sit here, I'm going to share with you the brief write-up from the Mother Mary Oracle that I pulled today, which is showing us that these two Marys are definitely working in tandem, and they're definitely communicating with us. This card in the Alana Fairchild deck with Shiloh Sophia McLeod, the one that I pulled, of course, Our Lady of Passion. And just let yourself sit and listen. Just see how closely this is related to even the title of the course. I know the secret fire that burns in your heart. Even if you cannot remember it, deep within, you will yearn for its excitement, energy, and direction. I bring you a gift of awakening to that passion within, a gift of remembering your purpose, a gift of energy, direction, and endless divine support to manifest your passionate purpose in this lifetime. Dare to dream of your fulfillment, beloved. I bring you the resources you need to succeed so that all of this planet may benefit from your heart on fire with your divine, passionate purpose. So, beloveds, exalted humans, sisters, and perhaps brothers who have joined us or will join us, I invite you now to open your eyes. And I want to begin just by thanking a few people. Courtney Harper, my priestess of sacred administration, and Roxy Runyon, my publicist, for having been able to support the development of this course and the sharing of it with our global community, to let you know that it's been happening. So I thank the both of you. I am acknowledging the many Magdalens that are here with us today. And in particular, I wanted to call out Claire Sierra, who has a conversation series called Magdalene Dialogues, where she's got short videos with authors who've written about Magdalene, which includes her. She's the author and founder of The Magdalene Path, Awakening the Power of Your Feminine Soul. And we may be hearing more about her work later in this course. I wanted to really honor Michelle Hart, who's another scholar priestess who's with us, and Connie Viveros, who is a level 2 Dove Oracle priestess, Grace Phillips as well. There are various of you who have been on the road of the Marys, of the Magdalens, of the Oracles, either through Seven Sisters Mystery School or through your own or other venues, and I really want to honor you. I also want to acknowledge here and bring to the fore Carmen Nash, who's the one who greeted you. She's our sacred space holder for our class and our tour guide for the Building the Magdalene Temple Within bonus hour that we will have on March 9th, Thursday, March 9th, from 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern, and that is on our class access page. Hello, Carmen. Let's have you greet everyone, say a little bit about yourself, and just a brief note about what we will be doing together on March 9th.
Oh, thank you so much, Marguerite. It is so wonderful to be here. I'm so honored and excited. I am a priestess of the Dove Oracle, and I am going to be highlighting and sharing some pictures of 2 temples dedicated to Mary Magdalene in the south of France that I had the honor of visiting in 2019. And I wanted to share my insights from that trip about how we can build the Magdalene Temple within. So I hope that the pictures I'm going to share will activate and inspire and unlock even deeper knowings within you.
Blessed be. We know that they will. And thank you, Carmen, for being there, holding our space, our container. Really appreciate it. All right. So, who is this real Mary Magdalene? And how can we draw on her healing path to soothe our own wounds and clear our blocks? How can we tap her awakening process to experience heart-centered spiritual acceleration? How can we access her mystery knowledge to co-create miracles in our lives? That's what we are about here. And in this course, we're going to explore the seed syllables, as I'm calling them, the seed syllables of Mary Magdalene by looking at the seeds about her and of her in the New Testament and the Gnostic Gospels. But really, those are just seeds for the Magdalene roses that we will be growing within ourselves. And if you saw my Magdalene Oracle from last Friday, as we filmed this, from the Co-Creating the New Earth with the Subtle Realms and the Fae show on my YouTube channel, it's the February 2023 episode, you will see the direction that Magdalene wants to go with us through the container of this course. And we will make that video available at the top of the replays, the videos and replays from the course. Because really what she made clear to me and what we are going to see is that she is all about empowering your own knowledge within and activating your own Sophia Christ light within. And what I learned from that oracle is that, yes, we can use these texts as a baseline, but really what this is about is co-creating the Magdalene. And in doing this, we are furthering our ascension, our deep spiritual acceleration available to us in this lifetime through this process as one of many global paths that are available to us. So what I want to start with today is something that we find in the Gospel of Philip. And this is one of those writings about the teachings of Jesus, dated from anywhere from the 2nd to the 4th century of the Common Era, considered heretical by a certain church that shall remain unnamed, and sometimes referred to as Gnostic by scholars. So of course, it has all the good stuff. These Gnostic Gospels have all the good stuff. And the Gospel of Philip says the following remarkable things about how Jesus, Yeshua, I'm going to use the names, we know them more, Mary and Jesus, but how Jesus, Yeshua, appears differently to different people, depending on their level of consciousness. And I've substituted Mary Magdalene for the word Jesus, because the principle applies to her as well. So I'm inviting you once again, just to close your eyes, just to take this in. And here's what it says. Mary Magdalene tricked everyone. She did not appear as she was, but in a way not to be seen. Yet she appeared to all of them. To the great, she appeared as great. To the small, as small. To angels, she appeared as an angel, and to humans as a human. And she hid her word from everyone. Some looked at her and thought they saw themselves. When before her students she appeared gloriously on the mountain, she was not small. No, she became great, and she made her students grow so they would know her immensity. So keep your eyes closed now. I want to just say to you, again, you are the Magdalene unfolding like the rose that has infinite petals. And you are becoming great. And you are the student, and you are knowing Magdalene's immensity, and you are embodying it for yourself. You are the Magdalene, the Mary who had her ascension. Everyone knows her who is called to her. And that's what we're going to be uncovering for you in this course. Now, the Gospel of Philip also tells us that by learning how to perceive in deeper ways, we can expand our consciousness. The Gospel says, it is impossible to see anything in the real realm, that is, the realm of the interdimensions, unless you become it. It's impossible to see anything in the real realm unless you become it. You are what you see. If you see spirit, you are spirit. If you look at the anointed, you are the anointed. So continuing with your eyes closed, we are going to see Magdalene as the following. And I invite you to absorb that you are going to become more and more of the following as we do this. Magdalene and you as brilliant seer, knower of the mysteries of heaven and the negative realms. Loving heart, sacred woman. Tantric priestess of sacred sexuality. Anointed one and consecrated anointer of the Christ. Master of unity within. Healer. Comforter. Astute listener. Receptive student. skilled teacher. We are co-creating Magdalene. And this process that we are engaged in as a global community now over the past 4 decades plus is a process of developing our hive mind of unity consciousness. We are becoming as one around Mary Magdalene because she contains the all. And as Jesus says in the Gospel of Thomas 77, and this applies to Magdalene, I am the light that is over, and this applies to you, and it will do so more and more now. I am the light that is over all things. I am all. From me, all has come forth. And to me, all has reached. Split a piece of wood. I am there. Lift up the stone, and you will find me there. So with this teaching of Magdalene, we are starting to awaken into our merge unity with the all that is. Okay, I invite you now to open your eyes. And you can feel free to close them at any time if you want to take this in at a deeper level. Today, we're looking at the mystery of Mary love for activating our own sacred heart and how Magdalene expressed this and was an embodiment of it. And for this start, we're going to look at some of the seeds about Magdalene. What I highly recommend is this book. It's the Gospels of Mary, a little slim volume by the late Marvin Meyer, bless his soul, who was the outside reader for my dissertation on divine birth in ancient Greece and helped make that work possible by agreeing. He said he didn't know why, to be the outside reader, to anchor this in, scholardom. And this has the complete listing of references for Magdalene in the New Testament and the Gnostic Gospels, okay? Makes it easy peasy for you. We'll put it on the list. There are other books as well. So you may be familiar with some of this, and today certainly some new things are going to be stimulated for you. Well, basically, we first hear about Mary Magdalene in the New Testament, all right, the Christian Bible, in Luke 8, where she is an independent woman traveling with Jesus along with 2 other women. Imagine early the zeros of going back 2,000 years. Independent woman traveling along with a couple of other women, Jesus, and then the whole retinue that started following him. These people are part of the Jewish Jesus movement, and Magdalene becomes one of the major leaders. We're going to find that more out as we go on in the class. These women seem to be single. She is a disciple of Jesus. She's a student. And she's listed always nearly first among the women following him. Now, in another gospel that's apocryphal, meaning not considered official by the certain church that shall remain unnamed, it's called The Life of the Virgin. This is a biography of Mother Mary, possibly written by a clergyman named Maximus. We hear specifically that Magdalene was of wealth and noble birth. Okay. Woman of independent means, of wealth, noble birth. She'd kind of given up it all to follow Jesus and Mother Mary, as we are going to discover. So how was Magdalene connected with this first mystery of love? Let's first look at her name. Some of you may be a little bit familiar with this from my most recent book, The Mystery Tradition of Miraculous Conception, Mary and the Lineage of Virgin Births. In ancient texts, the name Mary that we know as Mary appears as Maria, okay? Because a lot of them are written in Greek. So it's Maria. Of course, going back, the Hebrew version of this name is generally considered to be Miriam, or in Arabic and Aramaic, Mariam. And what does it mean? Well, some scholars think that this name Miriam or Mariam may have been related to the verb mara, meaning to be rebellious or disobedient, or the related verb marar, meaning to be bitter or strong. Now, this did suit Mary Magdalene, okay? The lady was feisty, all right? She was rebellious against society, and she was rebellious toward the men in this retinue of Jesus, of which she was part, who were giving her a hard time. She was not going to have it. Now, when we dig a little deeper and we start moving into Egypt, like the actual linguistic origin of this name, Mary, Miriam, Mariam, what do we see? In Egypt, we have the word MR or MRY. That's how we put it into our letters. The ancient Egyptian didn't kind of have syllables in the way we do. So in that Middle Egyptian, it gets transliterated, like translated and then written out as Mary, M-E-R-I or M-E-R-Y. And a lot of scholars agree that this is the root of Miriam or Mariam and Maria, and its anglicized form Mary. So what does this mean? Well, this term Mary was a sacred title specifically associated with the goddess Isis, the great mother who gave birth miraculously to her son Horus, who is considered by Steiner, Rudolf Steiner, and others to be the previous incarnation to Mother Mary before she became the Mother Mary in her last incarnation on this lifetime. What's fascinating to us here as we're talking about Magdalene and why she would have had this name is that Mary meant all of these concepts related to love. The word itself translated to as follows. And again, you can go to my book to get this all written down, but just listen and take it in. It translates to beloved, desired, delight, loving, lover, and the loving one. So it means the one who loves, the one who is love, and essentially love itself, Mary. And this title, Mary, in Egypt was given to important figures, including deities, priests, government officials, and others. So a king might be called Mary Isis, like his formal name might be started with Mary Isis Joe Smith, okay? To say he was the beloved of the goddess Isis. And what we find out is that the concept and practice of love was so important to the ancient Egyptians that they regarded it as the means by which one achieved an exalted state in the afterlife. Whoa, okay. So what we're seeing is that this name, Miriam, Mariam, Maria, Mary, means essentially, again, beloved of the divine or divine love itself. And it's infused with this concept of love that propels us on the evolutionary path, both in this life and afterward. And on top of that, this it calls to mind Isis, the great goddess, in one of her forms. And it was this goddess who understood divine conception by virtue of her conceiving her son Horus in her husband Osiris's absence. And in a future class, we're going to see how is not only Mother Mary connected with divine conception, but yes, Mary Magdalene. These were the Marys. And so, of course, these attributes are fitting with Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene. And what we find in Steiner, and then even in the ancient texts, which we're going to see, is that both Isis and Mary and Magdalene were considered embodiments, manifestations of Sophia, who is that great goddess of totality, wisdom, womb knowledge, love, etc. And we're going to be seeing that as we go forward in the class modules. So what I started realizing is that this term Mary, Miriam, Mary, it really was not originally a personal name, but it was a title, a priestess title, that then became a personal name, okay? But as a priestess title, it was like this triple power name that meant divine feminine love, feminine loving one, and feminine beloved, the one who is lover, beloved, and the essence of love all rolled into one. Ooh. Let's just pause and take that in for a minute. So, Marguerite, she was a little annoyed when a person in her life made her take Mary as a confirmation name in Catholic Church. She wanted Juliet. She had to take Mary. She didn't tell anybody about it for years. Now she's not so sorry about it. And here's the thing. We can all become Marys, right? And I have talked about this before. I have taught about this before. I'm going to be talking about it in my next book on Mother Mary that's being completed as we speak, that this is a holy order. And not only were they masters of the love mysteries, but they were masters of the womb mysteries. And this is what that part we're going to look about in future classes. This would explain why there are so many Marys running around the Bible. We can't even get them straight. Whenever you start looking in the Gospels, either the canonical or the New Testament, it's like, is that talking about Mary Magdalene? And there's all these debates that are going on. In some senses, it's all the same Mary, because once they get the name, and if they're sacred women, they tap into this stream, you see. So it really doesn't matter if it's Mary of Bethany, Mary Magdalene, who the heck Mary it is. They all tap into the stream. And this is like the esoteric thing that's coming in right at this very moment as we are receiving this. They all tap into that same unity consciousness, positive hive mind that we are all able to do. And that is what we are partly engaged in here in this course through the mechanisms of hearing these thoughts and then practices that we're going to be doing. This is about the sacred order of the Marys, a democratic, self-selected, self-initiated order. And I have talked about this and facilitated this with women who took my Mother Mary Mystery Teachings, which is still available as a wonderful companion course. And we're going to be offering it as a special price on a class access page. And okay. Now, in the next class, we're going to see how Magdalene worked together with Mother Mary and Mary's sister, who was also named Mary. Now we know why. Yes, she had another name, but she came to be called Mary as well, because she was clearly entering into this priestesshood. She was part of it automatically by her sacred nature. All right. And So working in meditation, what I received is that one version of this name that appears in Mother Mary's infancy gospel, Mariam, okay, contains specific seed syllables. And these serve as the initiatory codes to unlock your own inner divinity when you utter it as a mantra. Because in it we find Ma, Ri, and Am. So let's break it down, and then we're going to have an experience of this later. Ma, you know what that is. Every baby who is born anywhere in the world says it, okay? It's the universal linguistic marker for mother. And Am can be seen as a form of Aum, that is Om, okay? The great Sanskrit seed syllable of universal creation. It in itself can be uttered as a mantra and in affirmations and blessings, okay? The connector, Ri, can be understood as Hri, H-R-I, a Buddhist term. And this is translated as, hear this, self-respect, conscientiousness regarding one's actions, or moral self-dignity. In other words, and I just figured this out today, self-love, Hri, self-love, okay? You know the Buddhists, they get into explaining all of these terms in complicated ways. Self-love. So putting these syllables together, Mariam can be understood to mean mother of self-loving universal creation. It contains the alpha, Ma, the mother who creates, and the omega, Aum, the creation itself, Aum. And these are linked together through self-love, Hri. And the name is nearly a palindrome, right? Like a word that reads the same backward as forward, like the word madam. It's close to that. So that means it kind of has this back and forth quality, a flow, like a figure 8. And this suggests that it refers both to the white hole, which births universes, and the black hole, which absorbs them and births out a new universe through a new white hole, right? In a constant rhythm of parthenogenetic virgin universal creation. And in another wordplay, Mariam can be seen to contain with it Mar, I am. Mar comes from the Latin word mare, or sea. And the Greek tradition equates sea with the universe through the concept of okeanos, the sea that surrounds the earth, which is in fact the entire cosmos. And in French, the word is mère, which comes closer to the Egyptian term Mary, that principle of divine love. And let's recall that I am that which I am is the name of the divine as told to the biblical Moses. So Mar, I am. This is the feminine version of I am that I am. I am that I am. Mar, I am. I am the universe. So I am the divine love universe is another way of seeing this name. And because it's feminine, it corrects that sort of masculinized version of God that we've been having to swallow for a very long time here. When you slightly stretch it, you can sound it to be Mary, I am. And this mantra can be used to merge yourself with Mary and to self-initiate into her order of the Marys, which is what we're going to do shortly. And it can be stretched to say, Mary I am, meaning I am beloved, I am love. So that's Mary. That's the Mary priestess. And there's more that you're going to be uncovering as you go through this journey yourself. On and on in your life. Her last name, Magdalene, comes from the ancient Greek Magdalene. Magdalene, woman from Magdala. Magdala, pronounced in Greek. This is the name of the village on the western shore of the Sea of Galilee. And this name derives from the Hebrew Migdal, or tower. So Mary Magdalene's name, she was the Mary priestess, the love priestess of the place of the tower, or the Tower of Love. Mary Magdalene, her name encodes that she is the Tower of Love. I'm just going to breathe and let you take that in for a moment. So as we learn about Mary Magdalene as the Tower of Love, you are becoming this Tower of Love more and more and more than you already were, that you actually already are, but you're just awakening to it. That's the process here, okay? Now, how many forms of love are there? Well, the Greeks named at least 4, okay? In English, it's like one word, love, but you know, in Greek, there's philia, and this describes the type of love found in strong friendships. Philia, our sisters, our friends, our colleagues, our students, right? There's eros, the type of love found in romantic relationships, the basis of erotic. Relationships with eros contain passion and intimacy. There's storge, the type of love found in family relationships. So they separated out philia, friendship, from storge, family relationships, which involves empathy and affection as well as compassion. And then there is agape. You may be familiar with that. Selfless, unconditional love. Some describe it as Christ-like love or Magdalene-like love. And there is a 5th one, philautia. And this is basically self-love. Philautia. And I believe Magdalene embodied all 5 forms of love, and there are probably more beyond that. Just like the Inuit have, 50 words for snow or something. There are probably 50 shades of love, 50 shades of red or more. So how was Magdalene a Mary, a priestess of love? One of the first ways is, as alluded to earlier, is that she provided support and assistance for the Jesus movement from her personal resources. This is a loving woman, a generous, caring woman. And we see this in Mark again, that she assisted Jesus. So she was a strong woman, self-reliant. Maybe she was widowed or divorced. We don't know from the New Testament, but by the way, while the New Testament shows the inner group of disciples around Jesus to be a male-only club, according to the Gnostic Gospels, there were both male and female disciples around Jesus. Not only the Gnostic Gospels, but the larger Apocrypha, the biographies of Mary and so forth. And Magdalene basically rose to be the most prominent one. Where else do we see Mary's love? Well, in her love for Jesus. In one of the Gospels called the Dialogue of the Savior, she says, and get the language here, Master, you are awesome and marvelous. And like a devouring fire to those who do not know you. You are awesome and marvelous. You should come up in a Generation X person talking today. This is how relevant she is. And we know that Jesus loved Magdalene, so this wasn't a one-way street. We hear in the Gospel of Philip that he loved her more than the other disciples and kissed her often. Okay, perhaps on the mouth, but the Coptic text requires some restoration in order to specify precisely where on Mary Magdalene Jesus places his kisses. Doesn't matter. He's kissing her, okay? And then in another document called Pistis Sophia, Jesus calls Magdalene, quote, you whom I shall complete with all the mysteries on high. You are the one whose heart is set on heaven's kingdom more than all your brothers. She was the one who wanted this ascension badly, what I call inscension, as some of you know, because it's an inside job and it's a process ever inward. So about this love, peace, Mary Magdalene was continuing to learn about love from Jesus. In the dialogue of the Savior, Jesus is asked by Judas, of all people, what is the beginning of the way? And he's inferring here the beginning of the way to, ascension, heaven, as they have called it. And Jesus says, love and goodness. Love is the beginning of the way into this road of exaltation and ecstasy that we're all seeking. Because love is the ecstasy. It's the beginning, the middle, the end, the purpose, the journey, and the culmination, right? Because when we're really in love, in the love space, as Mama Cacao shows us, because she brings us there, right? Everything is easier. If we could stay in that open state more and not get taken in. And Jesus says in this same sentence, if one of those had existed, love or goodness, among the rulers, wickedness would never have come to be. What is he saying here? Who are these rulers? These rulers are the archons, okay? They are our friends, sometimes also known as the reptilians, the etc. Anybody who's into that thing? The Gnostics were talking about this 2,000 years ago. It is the same story as all the oracles are saying today. The same challenges and forces. And if love or goodness had existed among these beings, evil would not have come to be. However, they were devoid of the heart chakra, which is why these priestesses had to come in with such heart chakras and why we are developing the heart chakras to such a degree. And it's interesting how Judas begins that question, because he's the one who got taken over by the archonic forces the most of any of them as a part of the drama and the role that he was apparently meant to play. But Magdalene is present to hear those words. So this love teaching is emphasized. And so if we're talking about, the words redemption and salvation are how like it is in these ancient texts, and the Christians have come to say it. But what is this about? This is about throwing off the yoke of these archonic beings who have enslaved and programmed us. And the way to do this is love. And Magdalene knew that. And we're going to see in coming classes how deeply into this whole thing she was as a Sophianic oracle. We see Magdalene's heart, her love in operation at the cross. When the other disciples flee, she stays along with some of the women looking on from a distance. And all of the New Testament Gospels tell us that Mary Magdalene is present at the cross and at the tomb of Jesus. After this whole horrendous thing goes on, etc. We also see her art, her heart, and her love in operation in the gospel named after her, the Gospel of Mary. And it's pretty clear that she's the main character in it. And we're going to go over what are the specialized teachings she received from Jesus about that in a future class. But the point here is that when the other disciples are wringing their hands and weeping and feeling completely vulnerable, they're like, wow, they killed Jesus. What are they going to do with us if we try to bring these teachings and continue them on? Magdalene lifts their spirits by assuring them that the grace of Jesus will remain with them and protect them. And she encourages them to praise the greatness of Jesus and to remember that they have been made adequate for what is to come. They are the true anthropos, the true human beings, the divine human blueprint people. And the gospel tells us that she turns their hearts to the good. Then in the Acts of Philip, another text, there is another woman named Mary, again, whom some identify with Magdalene. She's a leading figure involved in healing, and her saliva is the healing agent. This is love at work. We see her love in the fact that, according to, again, the Life of the Virgin biography of Mother Mary, the author states outright that Magdalene became a devoted disciple and, quote, served Christ and his pure mother faithfully. And going further, he states that Magdalene became a, quote, good and obedient companion of the Queen, the Holy Theotokos, that is the Blessed Mother, and she served as a minister with her. We're going to talk more about this relationship between Mother Mary and Mary Magdalene next class, but for now I want to say that Magdalene went forth and taught the lessons and mysteries of Jesus. She put herself at risk, and she went and traveled and did this work. And clearly, this was about love. These teachings were about love, as well as other esoteric understandings. And those understandings are more of what we'll look at in coming classes. We also will talk about her erotic womb heart in class 3. So she embodies the love that we seek to have and to be. She is an embodiment of Divine Sophia Mother. She is all that. So anything you imagine her to be, she is that. And you are. And as you honor and exonerate Magdalene, so you honor and lift yourself up. Magdalene is but a mirror to you. And we hear these teachings in Jesus' words in the Gospel of Thomas. Again, things that Magdalene would have heard and known. And this is a collection of his sayings. He says, know what is in front of your face, and what is hidden from you will be disclosed to you. For there is nothing hidden that will not be revealed. You can access the Akashic records by paying attention to what's in front of your face, what's presenting in your life, and going deeper. And in the Gospel of Thomas, his disciples asked him, when will the kingdom of the divine come? When will this happen? That's like us asking, when will new earth come? Okay. Can anyone, identify with that? I can. I'm sitting here wondering, when the heck is new birth coming upon us? Is it going to be during this plague flu-y thing that we had? Is it going to be after? When is it going to be? Da da da. And Jesus answers, it will not come by watching for it. It will not be said, look, here it is, or look, there it is. Rather, this kingdom is spread out upon the earth, and people do not see it. So, going further in the dialogue of the Savior, Jesus says, I say to you, truly, the living God is in you, as you are also in God. And he says further in that Gospel of Thomas, whoever drinks from my mouth will become like me. Whoever drinks from my mouth will become like me. I myself shall become that person. And the hidden things will be revealed to that person. So he's talking about this merging with him. And we're going to be looking at and experiencing this merging with Mary Magdalene shortly. Okay. Just as an exercise to turn on all your lights. Magdalene drank from Jesus' mouth, as we have already seen in their kissing. And she also sat at his feet quite a bit and received his teachings. And so we are about to engage in a process that's going to be a mystery school transmission of this knowledge. And really in this class, and today, this is the greatest apex so far of Seven Sisters Mystery School as being a mystery school tradition for you. And just recall that, as Magdalene said in the dialogue of the Savior, disciples resemble their teacher. So if you want to resemble Magdalene, we are going to co-resurrect and co-create her now. What I'm inviting us to do is just take a couple of minutes break to stretch and literally come back in like 2 minutes so that we can engage in this process together. And I will be back shortly as well. Okay, let's begin coming back. Right. So I'm inviting us all to just allow yourself to absorb some of the things that have been stimulated here in our time thus far together. You know all of it. So everything that was suggested is something that's just stimulating a memory and a deep knowing within you. We're just going to go further into this now. And I'm inviting us all to close our eyes. Imagine that you are feeling grounded and surrounded in the golden light. And we are inviting Jesus, Magdalene, Mother Mary, and the rest of the Holy Family to be with us and around us, with you and around you. Starting to feel into their mystery path, their mystery energy. This is but one path, but it is a universal path. It's available, it's open. No one owns it. And anything that has come upon it that's gotten crusted is now just dissolving off. As though that we are feeling the essence of these great beings. And see that before you, Magdalene offers you a chalice. A chalice filled with fine elixir, wine of life. Take it from her and receive this elixir into your mouth, as Magdalene did, as the apostles did, as Magdalene did when she kissed Jesus and directly had the transmission of the sacred kiss. And feel that this elixir is coming into your body like a warm cognac, traveling now through your abdomen, your womb, your limbs, and bringing paradise Eden into your body. And feel this vibration. If you have worked with cacao or another sacred medicine, you can also tune into that vibration of heart opening. And if not, just allow this heart opening to happen. And just feel that you are the universe and you are one of many universes that are in this circle. As we are co-creating Magdalene, feel that you are part of this unity mind, our positive hive mind together. And as you continue to drink this wine, let Magdalene come in now through this wine into your body, filling you, just knowing that you are still you. You're safe. She is just showing you everywhere that you already are her. It's lighting up. And you allow yourself to turn on this Magdalene light within you. This wine is turning into light. That is the Eucharist. And feel that she is activating your loving heart. Feel now your loving heart as philia, friendship. Just tune into this energy, whether you've been a perfect friend or not, it's okay. Tune into philia, friendship. Now feel the loving vibration of your heart as storge, familial love at its best. Feel it as eros, the love of desire and romance. Wherever you've been, wherever you are, just allow this to stimulate within you. The most supreme love of all. Philautia, self-love. Allow Magdalene's presence within you, your presence within Magdalene, to stimulate this self-love. What does this mean? How can you forgive yourself? And now feeling philia or friendship, storge or family love, eros, erotic love, flautia, storge, self-love. You're now opening to agape, selfless, unconditional love. Feel Magdalene's love for you, your love for Magdalene, your love for humanity. Your presence as a Mary. Just feel these loves vibrating, stimulating, stirring within you, coming back and back and back to your own heart. Loving kindness. Feeling the presence of Magdalene to the best of your ability, being one with her. Just dwell with her a little bit, breathing with her, feeling that she's delivering some light codes, stimulating some light codes within you. And if you'd like, you can now begin the mantra with me as we're all muted. Mary, I am. Mary, I Mary, I am. Mary, I am. Mary, I Breathe in the vibrations, the codes, the enlightenments, the realities of this. Take it in as deeply as you'd like. Feeling the Magdalene, that you are engaged now in a deeper level with her, that she is engaged in a deeper level with you, that you are restoring and co-creating the great Sophia. We're going to just remain with this for another 2 minutes in silence. This is the continuation of your Magdalene. You are picking up the red thread again in this lifetime as a pathway toward your connection with the divine and your bringing of these healing awakenings to our planet so that we may release the archons. Where there is love or goodness, there are no archonic forces. This is why we've come. This is why we're invoking Magdalene and these great beings. I'm inviting you now to look within yourself and see, is there a comment or a question that I would like to share? Just look inside and see, is there a comment or a question that I would like to share? And if there is, hover your cursor over the screen, click reactions, and click raise hand. Adrienne, let's have you unmute and share.
Hi, Marguerite. Thank you so much for a beautiful first class. Hi, everybody. For me, it wasn't the meditation. I always struggled to actually see Magdalene. I always felt her around. I always heard her, but I could not see her. And it came today through the meditation, and I think it links to what you were saying earlier. She suddenly said, just look into the mirror. And it was exactly as you were saying, that she is within each and every one of us. And yeah, I just wanted to share that. Thank you.
So beautiful, Adrienne. And you know, that's why I decided not to have any slides. Because I thought, you know, Marguerite, she's thinking, am I doing enough? Am I giving enough? Maybe I should have a scholarly presentation with slides. And I realized, dear God, no. It's going to take you away from yourself as Magdalene. It's, you know, it's going to have you imagining somebody from 2000 years ago who was, you know, walking around, and she is that, but she's like so much bigger than that, and she is you now. So this is a new dimension of hive unity consciousness. Like some of you have heard that we are, when you tune into like the Arcturians and these various channeled beings, Theo group and all this, the Pleiades, they operate as one mind. This is a very difficult and almost scary concept for us. So, but this Magdalene situation is like a little calisthenic for all of us to unite our minds. Like, ooh, we are co-creating this Magdalene who is this and that and this and that. Oh, wow. Because that's the medicine we need to become that big. So literally, it's like a whole other thing that I realized, a whole other dimension of what's going on here. So thank you. So Crystal.
Hi, thank you for having this. I had to step out for a couple minutes, but I came back in while we were just sitting, and my husband said, "You seem so calm," and I said, this is the best class. Like I'm like, I am feeling very, I just love it. Now my dogs are gonna wrestle. I'm sorry. No, I just wanted to say, when you were talking about the red string, like I just felt in my heart, like it just resonated with me, like because I was reading your book about Mary weaving and with the red, and then I strongly felt this battle has been heavy, like and it just like felt like,
Yeah.
so it's been a hard fight for a long time, and that came right when you said the archons.
Right.
And so that's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, we're having it. They had it then when they walked the planet in that lifetime. They had a lot of heavy stuff going on, and we are all moving in the direction where we can have less and less of that and enjoy a better way of living on the planet. Okay, Sylvia. Hello, dear.
Hello, Marguerite. Thank you so much for this course. It is so timely for me. The question that came up as we were, meditating was how can I connect with the Magdalene while I am currently going through divorce from my husband of 33 years. And
Wow.
it's really tough. And I too connected with that thread that I feel is like pulling me up into a new version of myself.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
that marriage is no longer at your vibration, the vibration
Right.
you are and that you're going to.
Mhm.
And so, but yeah, that doesn't make it earthly level, easier to get out of the emotions of it all. It's but these beings are here to help us, like continually in our meditations to help us get back to the peaceful place that the other woman was talking about, that peaceful place. This is a great strengthening for walking through these very real earthly challenges that we have to go through. They were not immune to it when they were in 3 dimensions, and neither are we, but they can help make it much more manageable on the road to us, not even getting into these ruts.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I mean? Okay. All right,
Thank you.
Sylvia, you're welcome. Thank you so much. Margaret.
Oh my goodness, Marguerite, it's just beautiful. I
you.
was so looking forward to receiving these codes, and they did not disappoint.
Oh, bless you.
The mantras were very powerful, surprisingly so simple. Like, why have we not been doing this? I just wanted to add to when you said the hive mind, and I had been in conversation with my husband recently with this interesting view of what governs the actually the secret behind the seat of the brain, which I think they call is the general in Chinese medicine, is the imperial tutor, which is the heart, which in
Wow.
I think Confucian government structure was like the hidden governing body behind
Wow.
the general, so like hidden from everybody. So what I was feeling was, I just felt like all of our hearts were connected.
Mm.
And I just felt like this just incredible, vibration. And so I would say to Sylvia, you've got all of us. So like, I mean, I just feel so grateful for the sisterhood and brotherhood here. And it's just beautiful. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Very nice. Blessed be, hearing the universality of these teachings, essentially. It's always fascinating. Let's see, Vicky.
Hello, Marguerite. Blessings, dear sister, and apologies for not having video of myself here, but feeling that I can speak, and am so grateful for this channel and avenue and grouping of co-creative expression and beingness, to bring back the wisdom of this vibration. I have lifetimes of trying to do this in different forms that I'm being shown different lifetimes. So it just feels completely aligned and right that this circle is happening now. I wanted to speak to your focus on embodying the frequency and how thankful I am to tone and know that those are the codes and the feeling of it in my body, to own the vibration even of what the seed syllables, which I didn't quite understand at the very beginning. But is that what you mean? The seed that we toned are the seed sounds, which we are feeling in our bodies? Because I'm feeling them in my chakra body.
Excellent.
I'm feeling even where some parts don't even want to resonate as much, where maybe there's a blockage or a place where I've not been able to fully express that energy in and through my body. And what a gift to feel and know where they are and where to work on. on that embodying of the energy. So thank you. And I feel so blessed. And Sylvia, blessings and love. And we are with you, and you are so raised up by us. And just know that in your dreams tonight, we love you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Blessed be. Thank you, Vicky, for that beautiful sharing. Let's see, Anna, let's have you speak.
Hi everyone, good morning from Australia.
Blessed be.
In Australia. Everything you said resonates within. I was just been crying because I've been having this Kundalini rising without not knowing. And I just asked for my spiritual path because I've been listening to everything. And I think this is my path. And I just asked Mary Magdalene to show me and to give me if this is the path. And I haven't had my menstruation for 6 months, which I was very scared and also a lot of emotional and a lot of work to self-love. And I have a little bit of my period today, and that's the biggest gift ever. And I know since it's been raining, and that's my sign, is my divine sign, and it started to rain as I woke up with the rain. It wasn't cloudy, it just rained, birds, it's just magic.
Wow.
It's beautiful.
I love how all these signs of nature are supporting you in what you're doing and what you're about here. Wow. All right. Thank you so much. Let's all just take a breath. Thanking everybody who shared, and there might be more in your hearts. We do want to let you know that on our access page for this class, there's a link for our Facebook group. And I know that people are not so keen about these groups anymore, but it is a resource for you. If you'd like to share, reach out to others, ask for support, and so forth. We have a number of other complementary resources. Some of you are registered in for the cacao ceremony in March, I believe the 26th. And if you did not do that, but you'd like to upgrade, we're providing on that access page a link that you can for the $10 discount from what it will be for the general public when we start activating that this Sunday. I do highly recommend the cacao ceremony because it's a way that you can go deeper using a sacred medicine superfood, okay, that is a heart opener and a consciousness opener. With everything we will have learned from the class, I think you're going to have a really exponential experience. I want to encourage everybody also to look at those complementary resources. First of all, your play work. I see that some people have left it a bit, but Courtney, we'll put this in the email afterward. Your play work for this week is to meditate with Magdalene, embodying her within you every day for 20 minutes in this next week. Ask her questions about herself and yourself, your relationship with her. Ask her for guidance on how you can be more in your heart with everything in your life. And then after that 20 minutes, journal for 10 on what you received. So that's play work number 1. Play work number 2 is practice being in your heart as much as possible, consciously, in a mindful way, and see what happens. You may want to journal on that or share on Facebook group, any of the above. And I recommend that next time we're going to talk about the anointing mysteries. On our class page, we have in the complementary section, the oils that we are affiliating with 2 sisters, sacred sisters, Diana Dubrow and we're recommending her rose oil. indigo angel, and she has a series of 6 that are starseed activators. One has rose, another one has myrrh and frankincense. And then also I'm offering through my doTERRA link discounts off the wholesale price to their frankincense, as well as their frankincense roll-on and their myrrh. None of these are cheap, but if you feel in the place where you could splurge a little bit, I recommend that you buy them. And if you can't have them in your possession by next time, by the week after that, because you want to just experiment like we were working with sacred sound today. You want to experiment with sacred smell, sacred scent, and how these oils and these particular fragrances that are connected with these plant beings are working and playing with you. What are they doing with you? These are the ancient fragrances, the frankincense, the myrrh, and the rose. Okay. And finally, we are, and you can also tune into them on the astral plane. Okay, what does it smell like? Finally, we are encouraging you to talk about the course on social media, among your friends, send people the registration link, let them know about it. They can jump in. And if you felt you got value from this, please let people know. That's how we spread this network. And we've already had some sacred sisters who've been doing so, which we appreciate very much. All right, so taking a breath, thanking Blessed Magdalene and all of those who've been with us, thanking yourself. And we invite you to let all of this seep into you, activate you. We hope to see you live next week. We thank Carmen again, and we'll say goodbye for now.